In my last video update, I was talking you through my $200,000 long trade on Bitcoin. But since that update, there has been some big bearish news for Bitcoin. So we're going to be taking a look at that on top of the technical analysis, of course, of whether that leads me to closing my long trades and opening shorts with the protection, as there is a big expectation that Monday, tomorrow, is going to open very bearish. Why? Well, first of all, we've got Trump flip-flopping again, talking about opening new tariffs before trade deals are finished. And you know how the market does not like these tariffs. So you've got that coming out after market closed about the tariffs. You've got, if this is of importance to you, you've got Michael Burry, the guy that predicted the housing market crash, has sold off all of his portfolio. So you got some fairly big players selling off their stocks publicly, as well as, and this might be the biggest one, Moody's downgrade of the US credit rating. And again, we don't have so much to go off, but the last time there was a credit rating downgrade in 2011 from AAA to AA+. That day, the Dow Jones Index, as well as the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, they all fell. And you can see this falling 5.5% in a single day. So, you know, this is some major bearish news. This was released after hours. So after the markets closed on Friday night. So good timing, right? You saw, the downgrades. You've seen, people releasing their filings of closing stocks, and here you see, another big bit of news. I really feel with the tariffs, another flip-flop here of, now maybe they're going to go into new tariffs before any trade deals are complete. So, this all signals, when you line it all together there, it really does seem that the expectation is going to be a bearish Monday. So yeah, with that in mind, we're going to be then looking at the technical analysis on top of this, and thinking to ourselves, well, I'll be telling you my positions. Is my long still open, or actually is this too big to ignore, and we have to look for the shorts now? So bringing it back even more from my previous video, which was actually around the start of May, I made the trade prediction, as you all know, for the rise to the value area high off of $105,000, for bringing it down to the biggest support off of $101,000 before coming up to new highs once more. I've talked you through this, but just to recap, that short trade was taken in the time, posted in the Champions Discord, entry $105,300. Why do I want to emphasize this now? Because when I took that short trade at the very high of the move, and again, calling it as I was taking it in the Champions Discord, the market was in full FOMO. Why? Because you had just seen some very big bullish news. So there was the breaking news that the tariffs are coming. There's a trade deal announced, and these tariffs are going to be either paused for a long period of time or reduced. And the market was in full FOMO. You saw 3% up upon this news being released on the S&P 500, the Nasdaq. You saw Bitcoin, of course, here edging its way up as well. But even though there was the massive bullish, very bullish breaking news, I still took the short trade and traded the technical analysis, following the prediction that we would reject offered a value area high. After that, I remained patiently in my short trade as price made its way down to $101,000. What happened there at the daily naked point of control? Well, I had another valid long trade set up. So the value area high, we come up and we got the rejection off the value area high. And we made our way down. Where to? The daily naked point of control. The exact level that we were ready and waiting for, where we had another bullish reaction in terms of a wick onto the level. Then you had a very nice CC retest after the back of that, by the way, as well. And so this was coinciding with a lovely rise to the upside to giving us a triangle. And then you had a retest, and what happened on the retest? You had the exact opposite. You had the very bearish news being released, and that was a Coinbase hack. So Coinbase got hacked, customer data lost, just another really big bearish scenario. And you got everybody sharp-eyed on Bitcoin's going to break below $100,000. So as I was taking my short trade at the value area high $105,000, there was massive bullish news, but I still took the short. And then as we come down to $101,000, there is massive bearish news. And what happened? I took the long trade. Again, this is at the very low, while the fear is at the biggest possible. We had the maximum fear with the hack. I like the absorption in the order flow, and everybody's looking for below $100,000. I took the long trade. And so I'm following the plan. Really simple, right? I shorted the top, got it down to the low, took my long at the low, and I also closed my short trade. And you can see the confidence that I had here in the long, closing the shorts fully that I had from a massive winning position and entering long trades. And again, all documented live in the time in the Discord for the champion members. So if you're interested in these types of live analysis as I'm talking it through the charts, well, you know what to do. Get over to chartchampions.com for the live trading, for the daily live streams, for the Discord community, everything that you need for trading, chartchampions.com. I digress, and we move over then to the original thought of this video, and that is, well, now, once again, we have some massive, even bigger, bearish news across the board right now. This has historically led to very big drops. So Monday is the expectation that there will be a major drop when you just think of the US credit rating downgrade. But on top of that, you have some even more bearish news with trade deals, tariffs, flip-flops, right? It's all looking for the uncertainty, and that generally leads to downside. So the question of this video is, am I still in my long? Am I still looking for further upside above $106,000, or will the market be right and we will breach down to below $100,000 first? I made it very firm on my prediction, very clear. I predict that we will hit above new highs, above $106,000 before any big drop below $100,000. Questions. What do you think? Do you think I will miss the short above $106,000 and we're going to drop now to take out $100,000 first? If that's the case, my prediction is wrong. Well, my prediction was wrong. The prediction that I made was wrong. And I will totally miss the short and my long will get stopped out. So is that still in play? Well, first of all, I want to take a look at the technical analysis with you, okay, to build up this picture. Well, let's first of all just take a look at the simple fact of CVD. You know, something very, very simple. So within this price action that we've seen over the past few days, we have a bit of a symmetrical triangle. Okay, again, it's not a perfect symmetrical triangle. There you go. There's my position. It's not a perfect symmetrical triangle, but you can see, you know, we have a little bit of lower highs, a little bit of higher lows. You got a type of triangle forming within here, right? And so within this symmetrical triangle, you can see there has been very big bullish divergences. So from this low to this low, massively new lows on the CVD. That's a higher high in price. And so we have got some bullish divergences within this price action. This is just something to be aware of. You can see this is also mixed with some open interest increases, but here we can see some large shorts opening, again another large shorts opening, but it is also mixed simultaneously with some longs as well. So I'd say the open interest there, very neutral. Again, this is weekend price action, so it's still relevant, the order flow, but I always say it's not as important. Let's say if I had a direct comparison between weekend order flow and you know, a New York session order flow, then I would say, well, the volume's going to be higher during the New York session. You know, it's going to be a little bit more relevant. This is still relevant, but in a direct comparison, you know, I'm going to favor what I see during the you know, market trading hours during the week. But on top of that, you know, what I can see here in terms of the overall weekend order flow, it still leans bullish, okay, neutral to bullish, okay, slightly more bullish but very neutral. So there's nothing giving a massive heads up in the order flow right now, and I do bring that down to the weekend. But what I can say is we got some very nice support built up below us right now. So the support is very strong, and the resistance above us is fairly minor. Okay, we still have $105,000 psychological, which did previously have some daily naked point of controls, as you can see there, around 104,500. And then you had the daily, wait there 1 second, you had a top daily volume of 104,200 in this profile. So one thing that I like to do is come in here, merge this, and we'll bring it back maybe 10 profiles. And then that's going to give us a nice viewpoint of our current range that we're in. So you can see that value area high coming in at 104,500, point of control 103,600 at the moment, the value area low in there at 102,500. So within the range of the past 10 days, these are some very key levels to be aware of. And so we're trading above that point of control. That's still, for me, well, undeniably, I think for anybody, that's still, of course, leaning on the bullish side. We got the bullish divergences. We're above the point of control. We got smaller resistance above us, and the support below us is still strong. So even though we got the massive, big bearish news, which absolutely could lead absolutely to a big drop on Monday, I am still in my long trade. I'm still in my long trades on Solana, Bonk, Pepe, Bitcoin on this account, of course. So yeah, that $200,000 long trade, actually I hit take profit one. It's now $185,000 long trade is still open. So I'm not ignoring the bearish news. I'm taking it into consideration with my technical analysis and thinking to myself, has my long trade been invalidated? Just because we've seen all this, oh God, we've seen all the big bearish news come out. We got the downgrades, we got Michael Burry selling, we got got Trump suggesting new big tariff flip-flop, everything, could say, oh, it's super bearish. Well, my friends, I'm trading the charts. I'm trading my technical analysis. I'm trading my original plan that I gave you actually 2 weeks ago, which predicted the exact high and the exact low of the market. So that was not a bad prediction. It was released ahead of time, even for YouTube, the exact high and the exact low of the market. So that wasn't too bad, right? And not only predicting it, but trading it with hard, cold cash, producing the profits that you see in front of your eyes right now. So that prediction went very nicely, and I've not been invalidated. And so my hard, bold prediction, right? I'm putting myself out here. I can be wrong, and if I am wrong, I will make a video explaining why I was wrong, what I missed potentially in the market, and I will do a review happily. I'm never one to shy away from losses. If I was one to hide losses, I wouldn't make such bold predictions every single time. But I have confidence in my analysis. I know where I'm wrong. Okay, it's not like I'm a bull trader that's just like, I'm going to be right, I'm going to be right, I'm going to be right. No, I understand it's a game of probabilities. There are times where I'm right, just as there are times when I am wrong. So let's bring it up with a wonderful light. And as I tell you here, my friends, if I'm wrong on this trade, you will know. You will know at the same time as me. If we go down below $100,000, yeah, I've missed the short. My longs will be stopped out. And I was totally incorrect. Well, totally incorrect, I suppose, is the wrong word. I still had some nice trades within the range. But overall, I was wrong on my prediction. I really believe, through what I'm seeing in the charts now, and again, I will react to the data, so do not think I make this prediction today. On Monday, tomorrow, we see, in the charts, maybe this bullish divergences flips to bearish divergences. We start getting key rejections before $106,000. We see a really big New York open initial balance red. That's signs to react. So do not think what I say today is set in stone. And if I see new data, that I would not react to it because I've set a bias on YouTube, so I'm going to stick to it and ignore all new data. No, I am a reactive trader. But I have also been reacting over the past 48 hours, and my decision and thought process is still that we're going to go higher. So I will take into consideration tomorrow's price action. Do not get me wrong. I am not that naive or inexperienced. I am not bound to what I say today. But what I do say today is I am in my long still. I am not in a short trade on Bitcoin. And I still believe that we will breach above $106,000 next, which for me is the key reaction zone. We either reclaim this zone as support and head up to new all-time highs. Perfect. New all-time high on Bitcoin. Love to see it. Or alternatively, we breach above previous week's high into 106,000 zone to 107, where we got some key Fibonacci resistances from a lower term time frame Elliott wave count that I have, and we get a little bit of a fake out of previous week high, ending with a bit of a failed auction for a new short trade setup. Doesn't necessarily mean I need to close my longs at that point, but I would look to hedge with a short trade at the very least. Potentially close my longs if the bearish reaction is big enough, right? Just as when we come down to 101,000, I closed my shorts fully for full profit and took my long trade. So I am very aggressive in that regards. Have a lot of confidence behind my trades, and this confidence is not random. This confidence is built up over years and years and years of trading experience, and ultimately, let's just say doing well. And with that, I will show you this, because this might be interesting to you. A little Instagram post. So if you're not following us on Instagram, we've done a little Meet Daniel slideshow. So you could come over here, and ending with this quote: "You will fail. You will want to quit, but every loss holds a lesson. Push through, stay focused, and one day trading will feel simple." You'll be able to make predictions like this, time the exact highs, the exact lows of the market, and as people say, be a little bit of a trading wizard. And so I say that never give up. If you're in this, you really got to be in this. It's not something you can just dip your foot into the side. Now, you really got to put in your time, your effort, really dedicate yourself to this craft. It's, as I will say, it really is like a university degree. You need to put in that amount of time, few years of studying before you can even expect to come consistently profitable, and you will absolutely feel like there's days where you just want to quit and give up. I know that for sure. So I've went through those same feelings and experiences. So I will say this. I will first of all say this video has, of course, been a little bit of a longer video than our last few, which we were trying to get under around 5 minutes. This one's going on for maybe 10, 15 minutes. So it's a little bit of a longer one, but I think I need to mix it, because on the shorter videos, perfect, I can just come in and give some setups. On this one, I've got a little bit more information that I want to go a little bit deeper on. So, I think an even balance, but I would love to hear your feedback below. Please, please, please spare a few minutes and just write a little bit of feedback down below, a comment, anything. And, that helps me learn and helps me understand. Just as I like to learn every single day, I still feel there's more that I can learn in trading. I can still learn absolutely more about doing this type of content and improving this. So that comes around with your feedback. So anything at all, please let me know. I really do appreciate it. And I thank you ever so much. I hope you've enjoyed. This is a nice early video. We're going to be going to church, enjoying that, and saying bless you, everybody. You all will be in my prayers. I will pray that we have a very blessed Sunday, of course, today, and then tomorrow as we go into the open, that we just have the wisdom to be able to react to the market, not be overcome by devastating biases, that we will trade the charts, react to the market, and well, I suppose it would be nice that we go above $106,000 next, and this prediction continues to play out well. But hope you've enjoyed. Smash those likes. I mean, come on, gave you exact highs and exact lows on the market ahead of time. Well, actually, week ahead of time, exact highs and exact lows. If that's not worth a like, then I don't know what is. So if you want to see more of me, more of these streams, more of these predictions, being in the lovely trading community that we have, then you know what to do. Get over to chartchampions.com, and inside of the membership level, champion is where you will get this. I just say, once again, thank you. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, everybody. And tomorrow, by the way, I do have a Champions live stream. So in the Champions live stream tomorrow, I'll be going over my high-term time frame predictions, high-term time frame levels, and those swing trade setups. So those major big Elliott wave counts, big targets that I'll be looking for. So that will be in the Champions live stream. I mentioned this because I saw the comment. I remember when you predicted $69,000 to the exact high in 2021. Will I do that again? Yes, in the Champions live stream tomorrow, I will do that next big trade prediction. So that's another reason to look to join the Champions. Thank you ever so much. Hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you soon here on YouTube. Cheers. Thank you, and goodbye.